Dude, if you're anything like me, you would probably think like this. Fuck, it's hard to be like a high level man, to be top one, be amongst the top 1%. It's hard, it's almost inachievable. I have to put my entire fucking life, I have to sacrifice anything just to do it. But you don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you look at the statistics, it's kind of easy. Like, I'm gonna say how to be a top 1% man, or less than that. If you are like lean and muscular, I'm not, but it's like, so basically, what does that take? Going to the gym for maybe 5 years, then you're pretty big, right? And then you have eaten right, so pretty big and pretty lean. Okay. And then if you don't have any issue falling asleep, you're top 60% in sleep. And if you're on an average wage, where do you think you are? Then you're a top 0.75% man. So you're better than the fucking 1% man. And I'm gonna say like, if you work out, you're a bit better, but we assume like this because if you work out, you probably earn more and you probably care about your sleep. So it's probably those 0.25% is like the margins, right? So what if you want to be a 0.01% man? Digit two things. If you are lean and muscular, as we said, and you earn a top 1% income, and you might say, a top 1% income, that's really fucking high, right? Like, it's not that high. It's like, depending if you live in like Sweden or the UK or whatever, it's like 10k a month to 15k a month. And let's say, oh, that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money. But it's like, what do you need to do that? Okay, if you sell 1,000 products for 100, or 1,000 products for $10, like, that's not so hard. Divide that by 30, what is like 33 products a day? Or you could do the opposite, sell 3 products a day for $100. Like, it's hard, right? It will take a couple of years, don't get me wrong, but it's not inachievable. It's like, that's not super hard, to be honest. Like, I could probably do that. Like, would it take a while? Yeah, obviously. Yeah, but then top 0 point is like, if you're this lean and muscular, 2.5%, this earn money, earn top 1% and top 1%, right? And it's like 0.025% man. So like, fucking, you're better than the 0.1% man. Like, isn't that insane? They have 0.75 as a margin. But it's like that's not that hard. I could achieve that. Definitely. Like, not like right now, in a year or something, but give me 5 years, 10 years. Easily do that. And because I'm 16, it's like, what am I, 26? So you say, I can be top 0.1% when I'm 26? Like, okay. And then it's like, let's say you can speak 3 languages as well, like fluently. 10%, top 10%, okay. So then you add that, then now you're 0.00225%, top 0.0025%. Like, that's insane. Like, that's super insane. Like, you don't exist. Like, you don't exist. Let's say now you have that and you have like a mental health routine. So you're happier, you sleep good. Let's say you're happier because I have a mental health. So I have good mental health, you can speak 3 languages, you're in a top percent wage, and you're muscular and lean, right? That's everything. Okay, if you have these 3, and then we say the good sleep, then you're half of that as well. Top 40% again. Like, it's insane. So then it's like, okay, then you're a top 0.00025% man. Like, that's That's 1 in 400,000. That's insane. Like, then you don't exist. You know why you don't exist? Because if you're 1 in 400,000, an average person meets 80,000 people in their lifetime. So then, if you have that, 1 in 5 people have the pleasure of meeting you. They're lucky of meeting you once. It's like, it's so insane, right? It's fucking, like, how? It doesn't make any sense. And now let's say, because I've been in this before, like, if you have one good thing, you're probably gonna be good in other things as well. Like, if you have a lot of money, you're probably gonna be, it's gonna be easier to be more fit, right? If you're fit, it's gonna be easier to be richer. If you speak 3 languages, well, it's gonna be easier to make money, probably because you know how to learn a language. That takes effort, skill, blah blah blah, planning. So yeah. So let's say, because you have one of these, you're more likely to have the others, right? Let's say that as well. But then you probably, like, even if that's 5 times more people, you're still 1 in a lifetime. Imagine that. Imagine that you can say, I'm 1 in a lifetime. It's 1 in a lifetime to meet me. Like, you could probably have any fucking girl you want. Almost. You could easily have your dream woman if you're 1 in 8,000. And she's probably gonna be something similar to that, right? Maybe she's 1 in 50,000. And it's like 1 in 50,000. That's insane, right? She's insane. And then you have done like 5 things. Now you could easily say, I have good sleep as well. As well, I read a lot, so I'm highly educated. I'm more interesting. And you could say as well, like, I don't know what more positive. Like, I'm 5'4". Like, I'm 5'4" probably. I don't know the exactly, but I'm 106 centimeters. Like, that's nothing, and I'm still 0.1%. If you're taller than the average, guess what? If you're like, that's like bottom 6%. Now let's say your average height, then you're taller than 50% of people. Then you can put that in. Like, bro, like, it's easy. Like, it's genuinely easy. It's not that hard, man. It's not. It's like, yeah, you have that, and then you can just add things in that are relatively simple, like read. Yeah. Then you're more interesting. Then you're knowledgeable. Then what more could you add in? Yeah, I have a lot of money, right? So I live in nice places. I have savings that are top 1%, and that's not so hard. I think it's like a saving that's top 1%. It's like 10 grand, like something like that. It's a lot, right? But you can save it in a year even on average income, right? Because it's like the difference. If you live, we say you make 300,000 and 30,000 after tax, right? Then it's like save 10, 15, 20, live on 10. Like, if you just live on really low fucking expenses for a year, it's your top 1% in savings as well. Like, who the fuck? Like, you're impossible to meet. Like, it's not that hard. Like, I have this realized, and it's like, it's not that hard. It's like, obviously I'm not gonna be like this, or it's not that hard, therefore I'm not gonna try. Well, I'm gonna fucking try as well. I'm gonna be fucking ruthless and try as hard as I can, right? Because I want to. Because I'm ambitious. You're ambitious, right? It's like, your dream life is not that far away. Like, being top 1%. Like, obviously, if you were to be like perfect in everything, if you to be like really seriously, probably like 10 years. But if you start as early as me, like in your teens, guess what? Then you're gonna be there before 30. And guess what? At 30, many people say, you haven't declined yet. If you keep, like, at 50, you start to drop, right? At 30, your testosterone starts to drop. But if you can just, like, have no estrogenics and stuff like this and keep your testosterone at high level, guess what? You're probably gonna be top 1% of the people who have high testosterone who's over 30. And it's like, if you can have 1,000 nanograms per deciliter, which I think is probably achievable for most people if you just, like, don't use estrogenics. like you get rid of that and you have good sleep, your diet is clean, like everything like is clean, you can probably like 1,000 nanograms per deciliter, and what? It's gonna drop 1%, so 10 nanograms each year. That's nothing. Like, what's gonna take? Like 20 years, so when you're 50, you're gonna have 800 nanograms. Like, that's still good. And then obviously, when you're like 70 and shit, like it's like 400, so then it's bad, right? But it's still good. You can still have children, so when the stuff still down there still is still gonna work, right? So it's like you're fine. And then you can factor in that you're not married and that you don't have kids, so you're actually on the dating market, and that gets you like 50% of people. So like, yeah, you're gonna have any girl you want. To be truth, you're gonna have an amazing wife. You're probably gonna have amazing kids as well. Like, they're gonna have a good life because you can make a top 1% income. Like, shit, it's hard, definitely. It's not like, oh, shit's easy, but it's not that hard, dude. Just research this. Just fucking research it. You say like, okay, I'm gonna spend like 20 minutes. I'm gonna say things that I want. For me, it's learning languages. For you, you maybe don't give a fuck about learning languages, right? It's like, okay, fair enough. But say something else. I want to be good at this sport or whatever, like whatever it may be. Like, just take like this, mental health, whatever your interests are that are like positive things, and just see how many people actually do them. Like, you can probably, like, how many people, it's like 50% of people play video games. Then if you add in like porn, from more than 50%, and then you add in like porn, video games, social media, probably like 90% of people use that. So if you can just like, I don't watch porn, I don't play video games, and I use my social media, like not a lot, like less than an hour a day, and it's on like good quality content that I actually like teach me something, and I only do it when I like eat or make food. Okay, then like top 1%, dude. Like that, it's that easy. Like, then you're top 1%. Like, just add these things up and it's easy. So remember that it's not that hard. It's like, it's not, like, genuinely, it's not that hard. So you just have this, like, you just go in, research, and say, like, what we want. Just try to do like 5 things, see how many people are that. If it's like 100 people go to the gym, 14%. Okay. How many people do this? This many percent. How many people do that, and I have like 5 things. And if it's like good things, obviously, or people like don't do bad habits, you're probably gonna find like, oh, if I just do these 5 things, I'm top 1%. Like, it's not that hard, dude. Just do that and have a great day.